Kirk Duckwell here with Mastermind, the market, your real estate stats update for the Twin Cities area. Well, contract for deeds or adjustable rate mortgages, do they make sense for you if you're buying or selling a home? We'll deep dive into that. A couple terms there we haven't talked about or heard about in our market for a while. We'll get into that here in just a second. But first, make sure if you like these videos to click on the like and subscribe button, share them with people as well. Well, typically, when I have a class coming up, I'm saying, hey, reach out, get the tickets that we have available. We got a class coming up next week. Well, our class filled up. However, if we do have any cancellations and you are interested in attending that hack home buying class, it's great not just for first-time home buyers, but for veteran home buyers, and we've had many investors attend as well. Please hit me up, reply to the email if you're getting the video that way, or reach out through comment or whatnot, and we'll get you invited to that class coming on the 26th if we have any tickets available, or let you know about any other upcoming classes that we do have. All right, let's dive in first here to what our market is doing today. Looking at the showings per week, per listing, median sale price range. Yeah, jumping back up a little bit from where we were as we were going into Labor Day weekend. It dropped off from a 373 to a 311. Well, now we're back up to a 3.59. Again, that's the average showings per week per listing in the 250 to 500K price range. So that's pretty slow. You know, that's not a fast moving market. Not a big surprise though for the time of year combined with interest rates. We are a little faster than last year, and that's because the inventory is a little bit lower. It's slightly offset by a few less showings, but again, there's enough of a lower inventory. We're down about 1,000 listings right now in comparison to last year. So this extra 100 showings last year, yeah, when it's broken up, yeah, we're still at a faster pace. So 2804 last year, 2702 this year for showings in areas used. So that's tracking down by about 4%. Looking at a couple other data points here. New listings into the marketplace jumping back up, coming into the week of the 9th, 1215 to 1400, and pending sales dropping off. So the new listings, what you're seeing happening there is coming out of Labor Day weekend, the listings picking up. Well, usually once properties go under contract, it takes a few days to a week or so or more before they go pending, and that's why we're seeing the later drop off here. So this pending number should jump back up. Keep in mind though, pending is down by 16% year over year and down 10% on the 3-month trend. This does, though, bring inventory down overall just a little bit. We were at 8,351, now down to 8,239. Probably we have seen our peak inventory for the year. Notable point, though, we are at the lowest peak that we have seen for at least going back as far as we have data, as far as peak inventory. 8,290 finishing off August. Yeah, that's the lowest peak. So we're setting ourselves up for kind of one of the lowest lows as far as inventory. So it could be a quite competitive spring market out there. Okay, a couple other notable points here coming from the Home Free TC transaction coordinators. Cash purchases up 21, making up 21% now. That's normally like around a 10%. Conventional falling off at 58%, and FHA picking up a lot of the slack too, along with those cash offers, up to 19% of all transactions that they are seeing. Again, that low point for that was around 4% in peak market. So buyers are taking advantage of this higher inventory right now, utilizing more of those products that we typically see geared more towards first-time home buyers. Again, FHA does not mean only first-time home buyer, though. Other notable point, cancellation rate is a little bit higher at 13%. So something to keep an eye on, especially if you're deal hunting, is those homes that come back on market as a canceled listing. Okay, moving on to the topic at hand. contract for deeds and adjustable rate mortgages. Let's talk about the adjustable rate mortgages first. Okay, so 30-year fixed rate, national average right now is about 7.29 with an adjustable rate mortgage at 7.09. Now, a lot of people are scared by adjustable rate mortgages because they heard about interest rates going up, and people that got these really good interest rates back in 2005, 2006, when the financial crisis hit, rates went up a bit there, and their payments went up. Well, overall, on average, when you look at a 5-year ARM, which adjustable rate mortgage means it's a locked interest rate for a 5-year period of time. You also have other types of ARMs. You have a 7/1 ARM, that's a 7-year lock period of time, typically not as good of an interest rate with that, and a 10-year ARM, again, typically not as good of an interest rate with that. But it is a better interest rate usually than what the 30-year fixed is. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, because there's savings to be had. And depending on the day, that amount can change. But for example, today, for the average price home in the Twin Cities, that savings is about $50 a month. Not a huge deal, but over the course of time, $55 a month. Over the course of time, that does start to add up. So something to consider there. Like over 3 years, it's a few $1,000s in savings. Now, if your plan is to refinance, now you have that money to help with those refinance costs. The other thing that you can use it for, and this is the big thing, it can also give you more buying power for somebody who is maybe looking to up the level of home they're buying. That $55 a month could provide an extra $11,000 in buying power. So again, it's a conversation point. The perception of ARMs is, oh, scary. Rates are going to go up. Well, here's the thing. You have a 5-year lock. You can refinance at any time in there. So it's a conversation point with your loan officer. Does this tool make sense for me? So don't just disregard it because of something you may have heard somebody else say, but look at the actual facts. Adjustable rate mortgages, especially when rates are a little higher, can be a good tool. And another thing to note about them is historically, when rates are a little higher, by the time this matures, the rate actually ends up being lower. So you end up adjusting down a majority of the time. Okay, so that's adjustable rate mortgages. Let's talk about contract for deeds for a second. Contract for deed. This is where a seller is financing it on their own. You're not going out and getting a mortgage for it as a buyer, but you are paying the seller directly. Now, we're going to deep dive into this in a link that I'm going to put down below to our Twin Cities real estate show. You can, if you really want to get more into and learn more about contract for deeds, click on that link. But the short and sweet of it is it's seller financing. Where it can be beneficial for a seller is, let's say you're struggling to sell right now. It's a slower market. Average showings per listing is under 4. This is a way to sell your home and capture that higher sale price while also making some money on interest. Let's say you have a 3.5% interest rate. You could put it out there for 6% right now, 5.5%, and buyers would be jumping at that opportunity. So now you're making a few percent and they feel good and maybe willing to pay a little higher price for the home to get there. So you're not doing those price reductions. Also, if you're considering renting, like, hey, I'm not able to sell, look at this contract for deed option. Is this something you can do? Keyword here is due on sale clause. If you have a due on sale clause, you need to read the fine print of that in your mortgage because you might not be able to do a contract for deed. And for buyers, here's your opportunity. Maybe look at these, see if there's some good interest rates. Keep in mind, though, most people that are selling contract for deeds are going to be looking for 10 to 20% down on the property. That's the protection for the seller out there, that a bigger chunk of change is going down towards the house. So either one of these options, if it's something that sounds interesting to you, again, click on that link to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. We deep dive in the second segment on that. Hopefully you found this information valuable. So as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and also click on that like and subscribe button, share with friends, and we'll see you next time.